Who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Robin. So I'm one of the co-founders at Ekho, and Ekho has built a Carvana-like online checkout experience for all sorts of titled vehicles, but starting particularly in powersports. So we work with a number of brands, number of dealerships to turn their websites into actual online sales channels. So instead of just capturing the lead, we can actually take someone through desking the financing deal, to doing the titling and registration, doing the insurance verification, the sales documentation, signature orchestration, all of that per state. And we can do it compliantly and make sure that by the time you're meeting the customer, you've sold a bike or any type of vehicle.
And that's the key thing, compliantly, because historically state vehicle laws have precluded some transactions from taking place because PDI is built into the process and you can't cross certain territorial lines or whatever.
So compliance was one of the things that's taken us the longest time to kind of bake into the platform, and we've actually worked with the same lawyers that did Carvana's go-to-market, did TrueCar, did Tesla, and we've made sure we've been above board from day one. For context, it took us about 2 years to build out the platform, and a lot of that time was getting licenses that enabled us to facilitate transactions online in all 50 states, and do so in a way that we're abiding by titling and registration workflow requirements in every state, and we're not violating franchise laws, we're not violating PMAs, things like that.
And this is new and pre-owned vehicles?
So we've started with new, starting to think about pre-owned as well. It's actually, in our minds, an easier sale to facilitate for a couple of different reasons. For one, you're not generating a net new title, you're rather just transferring it. But we've started with new, and that's been the bread and butter today.
And you've beta tested it almost 2 years, and you're rolling it out now for the average dealer.
Yeah, so we built the company. We took about 2 years to get to market, just getting licenses, building out the guts of the technological platform. We've been live now for about 14 months, sold thousands of vehicles, brought in tens of millions of dollars for the brands and dealerships we work with. So off to the races, as they say, and seen really great traction up until now. Yeah.
If I'm a dealer and I'm interested in learning more, where do I go?
Yeah, so you can go to our website. It's ekhodealer.com. Ekho is spelled EKHO. And you'll learn all about the different product configurations we have there. And you fill out a simple interest form and we'll be in touch. We're seeing a lot of demand, so we can't promise we'll onboard you as soon as you reach out, but we'll get to you, and soon enough we hope to be integrated across every dealer in the country.
And you went to some pretty good mentors to figure this out, guys like Mike Cunningham, who was a top 100 dealer before he became a Triumph executive, before he became a Zero executive. So he's brought that knowledge base and probably asked you some pretty hard questions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I think advisors and mentors have been absolutely critical in our journey. I think from the start we were very candid with ourselves that this is a very nuanced, esoteric industry and we didn't know all the ins and outs. And so we've really leaned on people like Mike Cunningham and a lot of other mentors we work with in different spots to help us understand the dynamics of the industry, make sure that we're not stepping on toes, make sure that everyone's winning, and that at the end of the day we're driving incremental sales among a younger generation for an industry that really needs that.
That's another key point. We're talking about unit sales falling off and the dynamic of the marketplace changing, but it is that computer generation of kids. This is not the typical used car sales transaction where you came down to the lot and Shady Bob sold you a limit. This is a whole new buying and selling environment that we're dealing with.
100%. And there's so many interesting stats about this. So there've been a couple studies done. Around 52% of vehicle buyers are saying their next purchase is going to be online. And there's a number of other ones that we must be very candid with ourselves about. Around 25% of millennials would prefer to get a root canal than haggle with the salesperson at the dealership. I think 60% of Gen Xers would rather clean their homes than haggle with the salesperson. And so, I think the thing we need to think about is how can we future-proof our dealerships? How can we future-proof our brands such that that younger generation who wants to transact online, that's used to transacting online for higher ticket items, how can we make that possible for them, especially in an industry like powersports where you've got the compliance side, the regulatory side, and then you've got a very complicated purchase experience from a technology standpoint. Collateralized financing, per state titling and registration, signature collection, tax and fee remittance, economic nexus when selling, out of state, all these different things you need to take into consideration. And so I think it's taken an effort and a company like Ekho to really take 3 years to think about how we build that system out and do it compliantly. Yeah.
Rowan, that is awesome. Thank you for a little glimpse into the future of our industry.
Absolutely. We're very excited, and thanks for having me, Rowan.